I think I could use a haircut. So, I've been cutting my own hair since like high school, and what I usually do is I just shave off the sides of my hair, trim the top down to like a medium length, and then throw some stuff in it and pretty much call it a day. And I mentioned this to my mom, and she was like, "Don't do that. Looks stupid." And I'm like, "But I've always done this." And she's like, "Yes, always looks stupid." And I'm like, "Ah." So then I was like, "Well, maybe I should do something different today." And then I was like, "Well, wait, I'm Japanese. So maybe I should do a Japanese haircut." Although maybe in a less racist font. Okay, that's better. What the? Okay, so the first thing is to do a little bit of research, Japanese haircut, and see what we get on Google Images. Huh. Well, maybe I need to specify Japanese haircut male. Okay, that's better. Yeah, this looks pretty decent. I think I get the general idea. I probably don't want to use that much product, and this one looks like a Final Fantasy villain boss, but other than that, okay. Yeah, basically just kind of cut it short with like a little bit of layering and feathering and make sure the ears are exposed. I probably don't want a straight bang across the top. I don't think I have enough hair to pull this one off. And this is starting to go. Okay, I do not have enough facial hair for that. And hey, wait, these people are definitely not Japanese. Okay, I think I got the general idea. All right, let's go for it. Got my trusty comb and trusty scissors. First thing to note, although I am not doing like straight bangs, if you are cutting your own hair and you do decide to give yourself bangs, one thing that's very important to note is that when you cut your hair, like let's say I just want to cut to basically the bottom of my nose, if you pull down like that and then you just go straight across, yeah, you notice that it actually ends up higher than my nose. That's because when you pull down, it's straight, and then when you let go, it's kind of like more, I don't know, pulled back. All right, so instead, whenever you're doing something like that, just make sure that you're actually cutting a little bit lower than you would expect. All right, but I don't want straight bangs. What I actually want is something that's more like, I don't know, feathered or whatever. So I'm gonna use the scissors like this, and just kind of cut away until I can see my eyes. Yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking having scissors like right in front of my face, in front of my eyes. Yeah. True story. Once my cousin was cutting my hair, and she was cutting pretty aggressively and fast, and then she cut my eyelid. So, be careful of that. Hmm. So I think one of the problems is that the hair, if I just cut it while it's lying flat, will then end up being like having a sharp layer, like right like around there. And so what I'm trying to do now is just make sure that it's cut evenly at roughly the same length everywhere. I definitely don't want to have it just go straight down, so I'm going to need to put some stuff in it to make sure that it goes kind of like that. That works a little bit better. Or how does it look on this side? No, my hair definitely has a pull to it. Hair definitely wants to go that way. Alright, so I'll stick with that. Yeah, alright, that's getting somewhere interesting. Alright, I'll try to keep on going. Okay, starting to get there. Uh, so in the back, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it all shorter, but I can't see the back of my hair. And so what I'm doing is basically just going by feel. I'm trying to get to like a couple fingers width length in the back and then evenly go from there. I won't know until the very end whether it was good or not, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So generally when you're cutting your hair, you want to avoid sharp discontinuities. And what I mean by that is like you don't want a really long area, really long hair next to like really short hair, unless that's specifically what you're going for. And so what I'm doing here is just trying to even it all out and then hope that it works out. Okay, I mean, I think that's more or less kind of what I was aiming for. It's getting there, getting there. Let's see, this could be a little bit cleaner here. That side's okay. I mean, at least I can see my ears now, so that's kind of cool. and I can see out of my front without having to have the hair in there. So, yeah, it's getting there. Incidentally, if you're wondering how I got the colors like this, it's not really intentional. Well, I mean, it's kind of intentional, but what I did was I just kind of bleached my whole hair, the whole head, and then just dyed it all red. And then as that faded out, I dyed it blue. And then as that faded out, I dyed it red and then blue and so forth until it kind of came out like this. And as you can see, it's like the part that got bleached is slowly growing out, and now it's all just kind of black underneath, but you can mostly only see it in the short hair area. So I kind of got to decide whether to keep on bleaching it and dyeing it or not, or just to let it grow out. I mean, it's kind of colorful, which is interesting, but it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of work, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see how long this lasts. So after washing my hair, I feel like it looks a little bit long on the top, so I'm gonna try trimming that down a bit. See if it, especially on, well, the sides look okay, but yeah, I think it could be a little bit shorter on the top. So what I'm doing here is like slowly cutting away at the edges and then bringing the scissors closer and closer in. And what that does is it makes sure that the hair gets cut at kind of a tapered length, and so you don't end up with like this one big clump that's all the same length. It's a little tricky to do, but yeah, I think it ends up helping a lot. So one thing to note about Asian hair, and probably straight hair in general, is that the shorter it is, the more it's likely to stand up. So especially if you're going against the grain like that, less so if you're going with the grain. So bear that in mind. Depending on what kind of look you want, you might want it longer or shorter. Yeah, I think that's it. It's more or less what I'm looking for. Wash it out again, see how it looks. Okay, so I washed my hair, put some stuff in it, let it dry, and that's what it looks like, which is more or less what I was looking for. So, there you go, a Japanese haircut. Oh, come on! This is what my hair looks like after it's been cut. It's like a Triple-A rainbow or something. Oh, facial hair. Hipster mock. Why, yes, I am in a band. It's actually a ska jazz fusion with heavy reggae influences. Yes, I own my own microbrewery. I use hemp and coffee beans. It really brings out the flavor of the whiskey. Oh, I wish I could grow facial hair.